So good afternoon and welcome to the game between Carlisle United and Rochdale. United, after two dismal performances against Scunthorpe and then Tranmere Rovers in midweek, they'll be hoping to bounce back, and for that reason it seems they brought in striker Rob Scott on loan from Fulham. Stokes to take it long. Ball bounces away from Painter, heads it back to Farrell. Good challenge in there. This is going to be Thorpe. Strong challenge there. And Carlisle could be away here. Ian Stevens, edge of the area, tries left foot long. Good save from Neil Edwards. Comes back to Ian Stevens. Whips it in there. It's turned away only as far as Billy Barr. Good 35 yards out. Lays it off. Neil Edwards with the goal kick. Forward goes. Brightwell's going to jump with Painter. Brightwell won it. Drops in the centre circle. It's headed back in by Keith Hill. Neat little turn by Whitehead. Looking for support. He lost it though. This is Hill. Goes far side. Stewart, he's got men going either side of him. Jinks has gone past them. This is Stewart for Rochdale. That looked into me, but it did go wide. Stewart somehow managed to knock it past Whitehead, get round the other side, and his left foot shot just wide of Caig's goal. Anthony whips it in there. The challenge was from Brightwell. It's come right through to Rob Scott, deflected. Somehow managed to keep that one out, Rochdale. I think it hit the defender, Alan Johnson. Rob Scott's left foot volley. Searle. Anthony, back to Damon Searle. Stokes. Painter battles. Billy Barr took it off him, and Whitehead will clean up. Patterson comes left side. Neat ball if it's not going to skid away from Damon Searle, and it hasn't. He watched it all the way. Movement from Thorpe. This is Steve Finney, time to turn. Tries to slip it through. Stevens avoided offside. His shot was well saved by the goalkeeper. Well, it was neat ball from Steve Finney. He took time, he had to look where he could go. And he put Stevens in the clear, but he hammered it, and a fine save from the goalkeeper, Neil Edwards. So Robbie Painter, little touch on past Patterson, but Stuart Whitehead's there in support. This is Brightwell. Searle, back to Brightwell. Under pressure from Painter, finds Searle again. Diaz will come and pressure him. This is Stevens. He's had two really good chances, Ian Stevens, but has been denied by Neil Edwards on both occasions. Anthony tries to slip it in towards Scott. Neat little knockdown. This is Stevens. 20 yards out. Stevens drives one. Not far away, Ian Stevens. Looks like it's going to be Rob Scott taking the throw-in, lining himself up for a long one. It is a long one towards Scott Patterson, who threw himself in there. He's touched it on. Finney didn't look alert to that one. Scott heads it back in there. It's over Finney. Two Rochdale players are up for it together. Turned away. This is Whitehead. And Graham Anthony. Searle's gone left. Uses Brightwell at the back. Under pressure from Painter. Brightwell left foot. Thorpe tried the touch on. Stevens has broke free. Stevens fine. Safe from the goalkeeper. Scott's in there. And Farrell managed to get his boot in the way of that one. Again, it's the goalkeeper, Neil Edwards, who manages to save Rochdale. Ian Stevens spun off his man miraculously. And a brilliant save, getting down to his left-hand side from Neil Edwards. David Brightwell's putting himself in there. So he must be hoping for a long one. It is a long one. It's over Brightwell. And it was touched by Steve Finney. And it just crept past Neil Edwards' post. Steve Finney, former Man City and Swindon man, managed to get his studs to that one. Long throw yet again from Rob Scott. Anthony. Little touch to Stuart Whitehead. Anthony looks for Whitehead to go again. Mark Stewart will get there. Oh, and a collision between three of them there, but well played Stuart Whitehead. He's pushed it down the line. Two Rochdale players lie on the floor. And Stuart Whitehead bounces back and straight up. Stokes and Stewart smashed into each other. Anthony plays the low ball into Stevens' feet. Scott makes the run. Stevens slips it in low. Everyone missed it. Comes back to Billy Barr, driven in. Fine save from the goalkeeper. And Carlisle United again have their goalkeeper of Rochdale to blame for not putting the ball in the back of the net. They do everything right, and Neil Edwards denies them. It was great play in the corner though by Rob Scott, and then Anthony poked the little ball through to Ian Stevens. He slipped it across, and the chance was at the back post to be taken, and then Billy Barr's drive was well stopped. Nearly got his head on that one, but Neil Edwards was up behind him to punch it away. Finney's gone for the short corner. Anthony opts to play it long to the back. Brightwell attacks it, gets the head on it, and the goalkeeper turns it over for another corner. David Brightwell won the header. David Brightwell, we notice, has taken the captain's armband as Billy Barr's gone off. Well, the foreigner tried to be clever there. And it was the two Englishmen, Patterson and Brightwell, who denied him. But here's Stewart. There could be a chance now. Plays it in low. Diaz is there, and he scored it. Isidro Diaz, with not the most powerful of shots, from 3 yards, trickled it into the bottom corner. And Carlisle United, after all their trying, are 1 goal down. And Isidro Diaz, who had the chance only 20 seconds before that, somehow managed to put that one in Kegg's bottom corner. Kegg looks unhappy with himself. Carlisle United should be unhappy with themselves. They gifted Isidro Diaz that chance. It was the ball in from the left by Mark Stewart that caused all the problems. There's the long throw in again. Brightwell, again a free header for the defender. Anthony knocks the little header. Cousins whips it in. Attack there, good header by Rob Scott, not far away. It's gone for a corner. It seemed to come off the back of David Bayliss, I think the defender was. Now he's come back on Rob Scott, as you must have seen at the bottom of your screen there. Whitehead to jump with Stewart. Stewart knocks on, and that's it. Carlisle United 0, Rochdale 1. You can't say Carlisle United didn't have the chances today. They had 5 or 6 clean-cut chances, and they were denied by probably the best player on the pitch today, goalkeeper Neil Edwards. He had a splendid performance in the Rochdale goal. He kept everything out.
Yeah, obviously. Isn't it amazing? Everyone's aspirations and hopes are raised. We've had a great pre-season. We've done well. We get off to a good start against Brighton, win 1-0. Didn't play particularly well. Played not bad on Tuesday night against Tranmere. But today, we pulverised Rochdale, with all respect to Rochdale. Pulverised them, should have gone in 6-1 at half-time, and you end up losing the match 1-0. Right. There's no short answer to this game at all, other than spending millions and millions and millions of pounds. Don't forget Fulham, they spent £9 million in almost as many weeks and didn't get promotion. Well, we haven't got that sort of money to spend. We don't all own Harrods and are not all multi-billionaires. But I do sense the need for change. You've got to demonstrate to people that you do listen, that it's also unacceptable to yourself. But the cruelty of all this is the destiny, because if those shots had have gone in and you'd have been 4-1 at half-time, people would have been happy and jolly and have gone away and say, oh, it's great. But there is that underlying groundswell of tension. And I don't think that will ever be removed until we've made these changes.